This week on the podcast, we are staying away from the weeping woman as we talk about the curse of La Llorona. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film Podcast, where we dissect the good, the bad, and the ugly of your favorite films and film franchises. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hi. What have you been drinking? What was that all about?
This ass for the viewers or fucking for viewers. This fucking ass.
Yeah, we always got to start off the show after the intro. Yep, that's Dan's drinking terrible Bush. What is it? Is it peach?
Bush Light Peach.
Oh, well,
I love peach stuff.
It's Bush Light. I mean, listen, I drink Miller Lights, which is what I'm drinking tonight. Not sponsored, by the way. Miller, though, hook me up.
Right?
Let's crack it open because we always like the sound of a nice can.
Yeah, just whoever sponsors. If we ever get a beer sponsor, just please have something fucking good for me. Like, and if I don't drink your beer, don't take offense to me. I'm serious. If you're like, I'm a fucking lager or a
that's the
ale
dream.
or some shit, I'm probably out.
That's the dream. That's the dream, to be sponsored by a beer of some sort. Come on, PBR, you can do it.
For me too.
Come on, PBR, you can do it.
Do they still make Schlitz?
I don't know.
Let's get Schlitz.
You guys got any Schlitz? I'll just take whatever's free.
Yeah. Oh, yes. God. That used to be PBR. People didn't want to buy it. They were just like, you can just have this. And you're like, are you sure? And then you taste and you're like, oh, I get it. But I'm going to drink it because it was free.
Yeah.
It just tastes. Anyway, the old beer cans in the shed is all I'm going to tell you. Is what it smells like to me. My uncle used to have a Pabst Blue Ribbon like thing on the top of his TV. Oh, yeah. I never saw the man drink it a day in his life. He was an old mill. That man like intravenously had old mill in his body. I'm sure his blood was more alcohol than it was fucking blood.
Yeah,
I know people like that. Yeah.
Don't go out to his house after 6 p.m.
No, don't go to his house after work.
Yeah, well.
Literally, when he was working, he drank Pepsi. When he was doing anything else, alcohol. Doesn't matter. Alcohol.
Not anymore, but.
No, it ruined his heart.
So how many drinks did it take for you to get through the curse of La Llorona, Dan?
Did I drink any?
I didn't drink any.
Wow.
Did I?
Good for you guys.
Is this expectations? Lowered expectations.
Was I supposed to be drinking during this movie?
To get through it, maybe.
Listen, dude. No, I was gonna say I just watched another movie. We didn't actually watch a good one. We watched The Willies. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that you watched Willies. I've been posting on Twitter or X, because if everybody doesn't know, whenever the Dissect That Film X account or Twitter account, whatever you want to still consider it, is posting.
It's Twitter.com.
It's always me because I run the page and I have a personal page, but it's just such a hassle flipping back and forth between the accounts. So
it is.
I don't do a lot of personal stuff on the Dissect That Film Twitter, but if I'm watching something, I usually share what I'm watching. I've been watching a lot of like old horror movies. I've been watching a lot of movies that my favorite like podcasts that I listen to weekly that are covering, and I like to know what the movie is before going into the show. Usually I haven't been doing that. I listen to a lot of podcasts and I listen to the movies they're talking about. I'm like, I don't fucking know what the fuck they're talking about. I just don't know what's happening right now.
No, that's most of the stuff I've been, like I mentioned before, I'm still ticking away through Movie Dumpster's back catalog. I'm in season 3. I'm about past midway. I'm just going backwards through it. Mm-hmm. And like they brought up a lot of shows, and The Willies was one of them. And I was scrolling through over the weekend, Tubi, and I was like, oh, Willies is on there. Let's just watch this.
Yeah, so we're recording. It is August 22nd, but this episode won't be out until September.
Hello, September people.
Movie Dumpster, I think this week, I can't remember what the movie they're covering is, but I have it already like marked. I'm going to watch it before their episode. I'm like, I'm going to start watching the movies before I watch their episodes because
I'm not.
I as you can see, I rock the movie dumpster hat every episode, almost every episode. Not just because it's a great hat, but because I love movie dumpster. I even got my little Doom Generation pin going on here, and my Doom Generation. What you want to call me, a brown noser? Maybe a little bit. I'm waiting for the call. I'm just waiting for the call, Joe. Joe and Sean,
listen, dude,
come on.
I know, like I don't have the paraphernalia.
When's it happening?
I don't have the paraphernalia, but there's
you think they gave this to me? I bought this.
I understand. I get it. I still need to get one, and I'm not like don't have I don't have the paraphernalia. It's got the stickers, and of course we are patrons. Hey, we are patrons. Don't shit on that. They might take it away from us.
They'll take away the thing you pay for.
Just block you. Fuck you. Your money's not good enough for it.
Awesome sticker. I got the good sticker.
You did. I slapped mine on my Switch. But anywho, I'm like face deep in that asshole. I just don't talk about it all the time.
Wow.
I don't listen.
We're talking about stickers. I feel by the time this episode's released, hopefully they will be sent out to all of our patrons. But I got stickers right here. Yeah. So
we better get them first. Fuck our patron. Oh wait,
I'm gonna send them all at the same time. Why would I just send Dan's first? Send your guys' first, and then wait like 2 days. Everybody else.
Exactly.
No, they're I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but they're one of the few that I regularly. No offense to other people. I'm weird about that. I really enjoy their stuff. Yeah, I've been going through and watching a lot of pretty much just not really just retro horror movies, but movies of all sorts. I watched the Town That Dreaded Sundown. Oh, I saw that. How was that? How was that?
It's an odd movie, man. It's a movie that does not know what it wants to be. To be honest, I would love to cover it sometime on the show. I would love to cover that one plus the remake, and I say that in quotations because it's not really a remake, but whatever. I still got to jump into that. But yeah, I don't want to go into too many other movies because today we're talking about The Curse of La Llorona, which was...
I have something to say about the podcasts I listen to.
Okay.
I listened to one that our lovely co-host did a voice for, and I didn't even recognize your voice.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, he told me he was going to be in this one, and here I am listening, and I'm like...
Where's that motherfucker? Talking about Parker.
Like, she says who you played, and I was like, really? It did not sound like you at all.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I'm by the time this episode comes out, my voice will be on another episode.
Yeah.
Do it. So
make sure you check out Lullaby the Fear podcast. If you the episode on Ed Kemper, and then there's another episode which it's not out while we're recording, so I don't know what the name of it is, but my voice is in the very next episode. At least as far as I know, I recorded lines for it. So hopefully they're still in there. She didn't say she wasn't including them, so we'll see. No, seriously though, Ashley over at Fear the Lullaby, she is amazing.
Lullaby
She's been on Fear the Lullaby. I did.
Lullaby.
I fucked it up. I'm not a
Good
true.
job.
I don't listen.
He's not a true fan. I've listened to all of them.
Revoke my card. No, I'll cut that. It's fine.
No, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. Lullaby the Fear podcast is one of my favorite podcasts, and I listen to a lot of film podcasts, and hers is one of the ones that is not about movies. She does mention movies, she does talk about events that are in movies, like she, and all that, but it's one of the only true crime podcasts I listen to.
No, true crime is awesome.
I know. I'm diving into some other ones. Okay, I have so many podcasts I listen to. I can't I want to go back and read and go through all of Movie Dumpster's stuff. But I'm listening to 75 other podcasts where I can't get back there and listen to those because then I get behind on the other ones I listen to. It's the podcasting world is so big.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, but I've also had a slight obsession for 20 years now.
No, I get it. I totally get it because I'm about that with documentaries and stuff like that, like true crime.
Yeah.
True crime docs. All right. Well, hey, I like it. I like our little just getting into it. We're not getting right into the movie. Some people might get angry about that, but you know what? It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
We haven't
so
talked
it's
to
nice.
each other in over
I
a
know,
week.
it's been a while. Angela, was sick for a bit, so we had to do some. It took longer for us to get together and talk again. So, we're back though. We're back and better than ever.
I'm almost 100%.
You're better than you were before, and that's a plus.
Better than Sunday.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
We are talking about the Curse of La Llorona. I got to make sure I say it right. I'm probably going to fuck it up throughout the episode because I literally wrote LL through a lot of my notes because I didn't want to keep writing out the name as I was doing that. So there we go. So this movie was directed by Michael Chaves, who would come back to direct The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It in 2020. And he, and he is directing The Nun 2, which comes out in a couple weeks when this is, while we're recording, which I plan on doing. Listen, well, like I said, we record 3 weeks in advance. So I'm aiming to have a fresh cut of The Nun 2 out at some point when the movie comes out, because since we're doing this universe, I figured I got to do a fresh cut on The Nun 2. But those are like the only pretty big films from him. He did a film called The Reckoning, which is or he is about to direct a horror movie called The Reckoning, which has got Michael Bay, Bradley Fuller, the Platinum Dudes production company behind it, which used to do all of those crazy remakes back in the day. Platinum Dunes. People don't give enough credit to Platinum Dunes, but they pumped out some pretty banger horror remakes back in the early 2000s. This was written by Mickey Daughtry, who he did Night Books. It was a Netflix movie that came out in 2021. It had Jessica Jones. What the hell's her name? Kristen Ritter.
Sure.
It's an interesting watch. It's based on a book. She's like a witch of some sort. It's a weird thing.
How do you know she's a witch? Because she looks like one.
And Tobias Iaconis. Oh my God. He is also I guess the two writers are writing partners because they wrote the same two movies.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Produced by James Wan, of course. He's literally involved in every movie in this franchise. Gary Dauberman, who was the writer of the last couple movies in the Conjuring universe, with being The Nun and Annabelle Creation. He comes in as a producer. This stars Linda Cardellini, who, I mean, if you don't know her as Velma from the Scooby-Doo movies back in the early 2000s, that's the first time I ever saw her. I know she was in like Freaks and Geeks back in like the late 90s. And she, of course, plays Hawkeye's wife in the Marvel universe. And she's also a voice in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. She played Layla, what was she, a otter? I think she was like a mutated otter. Did you see Guardians 3? No. Guardians 3, great movie. That is
I've heard.
The best, one of the greatest trilogies. I'll say it. Raymond Cruz is in this. Everybody would know. I mean, for me, he's Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad, one of the craziest motherfuckers I've ever seen in that show. We've also talked about him in, was it Alien Resurrection? Yeah, that was like, it was either Alien. I was like, it was either Alien 3. I showed you a picture
of it.
I know, but I can't think of him.
We haven't covered this movie, but he also shows up in Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I just got to mention that, even though he's a male guy. He's the one who pretty much makes Billy realize that Gizmo is in the building, because he's like, "What's that song you're humming?" And he hums the song. He's like, oh, "Gizmo." Yeah,
he has to be here. It's been a while since I've seen. Yeah.
We have Roman Christo as Chris. We have Janie Lynn Kitchen as Sam. We have Marisol Ramirez as La Llorona herself. We have Patricia Velasquez, who I know her from The Mummy and The Mummy Returns as Anoxinamoon.
I forgot you told us this, and I'm like,
this is literally the first time I've seen her in anything other than those movies. I know she's been in a bunch of stuff after, but this was like the first time I had seen her in anything. It's funny. She plays a character who's named Patricia Alvarez instead of Velasquez.
Yes. Yeah, I know you showed me this before. I did not realize she was in Satanic Hispanics. It's just...
What? Is that a name of
a movie? It's called Satanic Hispanics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
I believe you. I've seen titles of movies nowadays. I can't say that I don't believe anything anymore.
Especially when we're looking people up and
right.
You go through all their movies and it's like, they really named something that? Like,
oh my God.
I love some of these names, man.
We have Sean Patrick Thomas as Detective Cooper. I'm trying to think. Do I know him from anything? Save the Last Dance, maybe. Wait, he was in Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Save the Last Dance. Yeah. He was in the Barbershop movies.
I'm glad you do. It's just not my kind of movie.
I know it's not your kind of movie.
And he's done a lot of TV too. And we have Tony Amendola coming back from Annabelle to play Father Perez. That's literally the only way this movie links to the Conjuring universe. Literally, like there is no other links to it other than the fact he shows up and goes, I had an experience with a doll, and then that's kind of it.
The church has special people for this kind of thing. Like, okay,
like,
here we are again.
My God, with the fucking Warrens again. I know, and they never say their name either. Like, we know people who specialize in this.
Yeah. You can't
stop it. We get it.
You can't say their name because then they get the money.
Well, this movie was short, which was good.
Yes.
This was released at South by Southwest on March 15th, 2019, and released to the rest of the world April 19th, 2019. It ran at 93 minutes. It had a budget of $9 million, which is super low budget. If you think for like a high-end horror, not really high-end, but like technically I would consider this high budget, even though it's only $9 million. It made $123.1 million at the box office, which to be honest, it succeeded because it really blew out its budget, but it's the lowest. It's the lowest amount of money a Conjuring movie has made in the entire franchise.
But realistically, it has, like, outside of what you said, there's like no connection to this. Like,
no, literally, they only did it. They only put. I swear to God, they only put Father Perez in here just to make it. So, like, guys, this is part of it. That's the only reason we're covering this movie, is because it has a slight connection to the rest of the universe.
I have a feeling I know how Parker feels about this movie.
Maybe, but before we get into
I haven't said anything.
Just a little.
I'm just curious.
You're reading my facial expressions.
Maybe
things you've said. I'm like, oh, ding, ding.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm wondering what the advertising was like. Did they like talk about like from the Conjuring universe?
Probably
the advertising.
I think. Well, on the Blu-ray, which I own, which I won't say anything more. It just says from the producers of the Conjuring universe. Also, I love this cover. This is probably my favorite cover of any of the Conjuring movies. I just love, like, it looks good. It just looks scary. Just wish the movie was.
See, there's another one. Ding.
It's so hard. It's so hard to keep my thoughts inside for until the end of the episode, especially when it's something I wasn't the biggest fan of.
Tell us how you really feel.
We talk about our experience.
Yes, let's talk about our experience, because this was all of our first time watching this movie, and yeah, let's share our viewing experience. So you guys start off.
You ever go to a restaurant?
Yes, many times.
I
And
was gonna say yeah.
Food doesn't, like, your waitress does what she has to do, and your food comes out about when it's supposed to, but it's like it's decent enough. That's kind of my experience of this.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm
not saying that. This is my cryptic metaphor. It's not cryptic at all.
But But it's almost like those people that tell you, hey, you need to go eat here.
Yeah, but then this is your experience.
And that's your experience.
But
oh yeah, I hate that.
I didn't have any alcohol during any of this. Not that I drink a lot to begin with. And
no, we were watching this midday, so I didn't.
It was midday. We had the kids around. I checked. There's nothing crazy in it, so I didn't think it was fine.
My daughter's like, what are you watching? And she's like propped up on the back of the couch. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go in my room.
Stuff starts happening and just vanishes.
She told us last week that she wasn't scared of anything. Like, yeah, she walked out twice. Like, okay.
It's like, yeah, that's what it's like. That's it. That's all I'm going to say because I can't say nothing else.
All right. Angela.
See, the experience part is hard for me because I end up slipping up and saying something about the movie.
Just stop now. Quit. While you're ahead. It's like they give you pancakes, but they don't put it underneath the heat lamp. So by the time you go, it's like a lukewarmish temperature.
Oh, or they've left them too long and they're chewy.
Yeah, this was a very chewy movie.
Why
can't I swallow it?
So I usually
context. Please cut that out. Guck.
No.
Today on Dissect That Film, Parker, why can't he swallow it?
Oh, none of that's getting cut. What are you talking about? That's content right there.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
So you can cut this, you can leave it, whatever. Our oldest has strep.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yippee.
So he's like, I shouldn't have went to the fair. I said, well, if you'd stop kissing your friends.
They're all bros.
They're all bros.
And that's
They're all
fine if
guys.
that's what you're into. Just saying.
I'm not judging you. He's like, Mom. He's like, stop.
We couldn't let up either because he had to get tested for flu, strep, and COVID. And he's like, oh, I hit the back of my throat and I gag. And I just leaned him over to him and said, you just wonder how porn stars do that, don't you? And he's just like, oh, damn.
So they were in the car. I was like, well, I couldn't say it on my end, so I had the kids in the room. I was like, yeah.
It's fine. He's 15. He can take it.
Yeah, he just turned 15. I'm less lenient on what I hold back. Like, I'm just like,
but that's what that was her experience with the movie, everybody.
All right. Yeah, so I watched.
I got deep throated.
Of course,
whoa.
So
this never happened.
To be honest, as much as I have been kind of hinting the fact that I wasn't a fan of this movie, I watched this late at night.
High as fuck.
I wish.
That's not allowed.
And of course, I have to take notes. So
yeah,
I feel like I don't get to experience certain things as much as I want to because of the fact I'm always writing something. And so this is a movie I like to go back and watch again, but the problem is like I already know what the fuck is going on, so I feel like there's not going to be any moments that are going to like. To be honest, movies don't scare me anymore. Like there are movies or shows that have gotten under my skin. Like they've just been like, oh wow, like Haunting of Hill House is one of those shows or movies or in the entertainment category that just scared the like. There were moments where I was like, I'd watch an episode and you'd lay your head and you're just like you wake up and you're just like. The fuck was that? But there would be nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I've had some of those. I like, what was that upstairs? Let me go check that out.
Yeah. So I wanted that.
This one, I'm like, we have a closet right here. Our bed's right there. I'm like, I can't. I'm laying this way.
Yeah. I wanted to have a better experience with this movie, but I just feel like the movie tried way too hard, and I just didn't get anything. It was okay. I got to watch in the dark. The only problem is I write notes on a pad, so God, there was probably half this page I wrote in the dark. I literally had a flashlight on my phone, kind of like at an angle on like the side of my couch to kind of aim down at my notebook, so I could actually see what the fuck I was writing.
Do you think your experience would have been improved if you were watching this at night in some type of body of water?
I think that would have been awesome, to be honest. I want to see Jaws like that.
Yeah, like the people in the inner tubes in the lake watching.
Absolutely, that would be
The
awesome.
lake or the ocean?
No, they're in a lake.
in a lake.
It's a lake.
Absolutely not in the ocean. As much as I love the ocean, not at night. And
I really do
That's what I
not.
was
I
saying.
don't
It was
think
like,
the tides would cooperate. We'd be out in the
Yeah.
fucking middle of the ocean by the time the movie's over. Like,
You
fuck, man, why is
swept
the
out
movie
the
getting so
sea,
far
like-
away?
Why is it so dark?
on a floating
now?
screen with the projector. Everything just goes out with it.
Cruise ship goes by. Like, what the fuck is that?
Ghost ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, since you
yeah.
cut me off, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
We were talking about
I know.
Gug.
Was-
Are we talking about cruise ships
talking
now?
about
I'm
I
sorry.
was
Gug.
gonna say you're.
Should we just get a
It's
shirt? Should we just get a
Christine.
shirt that just says "guck guck" and see if people know what the hell we're talking about?
Holy
They'll be
fuck,
like,
that would be
what
awesome.
are you? What is that sweatshirt mean? I'll be like, you'll have to listen to episode 122, "The Curse of La Llorona," and you'll find out. And then they watch it and they're like, I'm not buying that.
No, it's going to tell them it's about exotic cuisine. It's Gug Gug.
I mean, technically, it could be.
That's what I'm saying. You mean I ate all that pineapple for nothing?
No, I was saying that I normally know a lot about
The legends?
yes, that word of different countries because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious about and it's usually the bad stuff.
Right.
That's what everyone wants to
The
hear.
good stuff. The good stuff is good too. Like all the stuff that what's her face is saying about that we listen to.
Sabaton?
Yeah, Sabaton.
Sabaton. Well, it's bad stuff too, but they're dope.
I know, but like they cover good stuff. So then I get curious and I go and look it up. This one I actually didn't know anything about, and I was looking it up while we were watching it. I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. And then I'm like, they could have done better.
So
we're not reviewing.
I know.
Experience.
I, no. I was looking this up while we were
that's
watching.
okay. I already pretty much played my hand, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We already know how Parker feels.
I mean, the
Early.
this legend of La Llorona has been around since like the early to mid 1500s, and it spans from Mexico all the way down to South America. There's been so many different interpretations. There's different versions of the legend with different types of spirits where there's like there's one where La Llorona is a vengeful spirit who killed her children. I mean, the movie explains this too. Killed her children out of rage or kind of revenge for her husband cheating on her, which is dumbest fucking thing ever. But I guess there's one with food. Well, you know, the whole thing where it's like if you hear her cries by a body of water or something like that, they're like she's looking for children. Well, there's one that's like does the same thing, but she's just looking for food.
He just wants a fucking sandwich. Are we gonna make? Oh my god!
I get that way at about lunchtime.
Yeah. There's a lot going on with this. If just go check it out, any website. I just pulled up the Wikipedia page to just look at certain things. But this
She's the witch from Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, holy
terrifying.
fuck.
God, this is the worst part of that game. But she has been on film since first time was in 1933 in a film called La Llorona from Mexico. And a lot of the movies that have been made about this legend have all been Spanish-speaking films, and I've heard that there's a really good one that came out, I think, the year after this one came out, which I think is on Shudder. I'll have to Quad Pro Quo Pod Allie, I think she runs the account over there. One of the comments she left when I posted we were watching this was to check out the Spanish-speaking one. And then I went to go look at which one was the Spanish-speaking one. And there's a lot of them. So I have to kind of verify. But there is one, the highest IMDb rated one is one that came out on Shudder, I think in 2020. I think I'm going to have to check that one out. Because I'd like to see more about this story that's not this one. But yeah, that's all we really need to talk about when it comes to the legend itself. All right. Are you guys ready to talk about the plot of this movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Why not? Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, Dan. Back off. Jesus Christ.
I'm being intense.
I know. From the start, he was like, I was like, what are you doing?
I was waiting for like a 3D fucking moment of his hand coming through the screen, just choke me out. Like, stop that shit.
No, I just want one of those light bulbs, but hang on.
Oh, would you like one? I got plenty.
Please. I need one that's as strong as the fucking sun. That's all I seem to put in our house.
Like Ridley's room.
Ridley's room. What's going on in here? Just bleaches your skin.
You come out with the glossy eyes.
Like those little tan ones that when they tan, they put them over.
Yeah, the tanning goggles.
Oh. So this movie opens up in the year 1673 in Mexico. The only reason I know the year is because Wikipedia just told me. There's a happy family dancing around, holding hands, and then it just changes so fast. It gets dark in an instant where a little boy that I guess was part of the little family kumbaya circle goes down to the river and just sees his mom drowning his brother in the river.
Mom, stop. He ate his beans and tortillas already. Don't kill him. It's a Black Scorpion reference.
Yes, beans tortillas.
So they're like, he's insensitive. Like, it was from the Black Scorpion, guys.
It's true. It's true. It's
wasn't right in that movie either. I'm just quoting that movie.
I eat beans and tortillas too. You make a burrito out of that. It's good.
So the woman or the mom, she sees that he, is there, so she chases him, and then it kind of cuts after she is able to grab him. And we go to 1973, so we go 300 years later. I guess that's why it indicated on Wikipedia that it was 1673, so it's like an exact 300 years later. This is LA.
Does it matter?
No,
does it matter?
Not. No.
No, somebody lit the black candle.
Yes. Yep. That was
yes.
This is a secret hocus Hocus Pocus sequel before we got a terrible sequel. This is a busy family because guess what? The dad died because we always got to have a dead parent. Mm-hmm. And, but it's cool. Linda Carlini, she's awesome. She's doing her shit. She's getting the kids together. And, she's innovative too. The kids got some broken boots, so they wrap them up in duct tape. Ready to go.
Look at this dope-ass mom doing what dope-ass moms do.
Hey, duct tape fixes everything. I'm just saying.
We find out that the mom works at CPS, Child Protective Services. And again, you find out her husband died. And, of course, it's one of those things where, like, husband's dead, she's busy, so things are starting to slip for her where, like, she's too distracted about things, where she's not on top of stuff. And so they assigned a very other attractive woman to take over her jobs. And it's like, okay, cool.
It's almost like this is supposed to go somewhere.
Yeah, but it doesn't. And the guy who is like the head caseworker, he's like, oh, I'm going to send Brenda, because that's her name, over to one of your cases. She's like, no, I've been going there for a long time. I know Patricia. We're cool. We're sisters. We have a secret handshake. And they go over there. They probably do. They go over there. It's her name is Anna. Linda Cardellini's character's name is Anna, because that's not confusing when you meet a guy who dealt with a doll called Annabelle. I digress. She goes to visit Patricia, who's not looking so good. She's a little disheveled. She's sweating. Her eyes. I don't think she blinks the entire time she's here. And she at first is like hesitant to let her in. And then, of course, there's the guy there who's like, let me in now. Do it. I'm here. Official business. Let me in. And she's just like, will you just back the fuck up, dude? Like, so she's, freaking out. She's talking to Anna, telling her about, like, Anna's like, where are the kids at? She's like, I hid them away. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, they're safe. And she's like, I need to find your kids because this doesn't seem safe.
Because they haven't been to school.
And this is
a week or whatever.
Patricia is such an underused character in this movie, and it sucks because I think it would have been great if they used her more and they didn't just flat out just eliminate her for like 3/4 of the movie and then kill her. Yeah,
she like 4 times, I think, maybe.
Yeah, so you see her here. You see her when she gets interrogated, like after they take her kids away, which happens very soon, so it's not that far ahead. You see her
in the aftermath of all that.
I think you see her in like 2 other scenes after, and I was like, and it's very short. You don't see her.
Yeah.
I felt like when I saw the trailer for this movie when it came out, she was in most of the trailer, and I was like, oh shit, Linda Cardellini and Patricia Velasquez, like this is gonna be pretty cool. And then it's like, yeah, we ain't seeing her much.
Yeah, because it's like you said, it's interrogation, it's after the interrogation,
after things happen.
And then it's at the end of the movie.
Who's like, I'm gonna be helpful, and you're like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, in the trailer, she's in quite a bit.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. That's why trailers suck. But she is freaking out, and she's like, I can hear her crying, and Anna has no idea what the hell she's talking about. So
that crackhead's always back there crying. This is nothing new. We've talked about this.
Patricia attacks Anna and pretty much is like, don't open the door, because she finds out that they're in the closet.
Yep.
And she's like, don't open the door to open the door. Guy comes in, takes her out. And of course, Anna, having no idea what the hell is going on, she opens the closet door. And of course,
if I saw a bunch of eyes on a door, I'd leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't care who's behind it.
Because she literally is like, I'm going to let him out tomorrow.
Yeah.
They get to go out and play 5 or 10 minutes. They go back in the box.
They're fine.
So she opens the door, and of course, you still have the kid who's like, Mommy told us to stay in here. It's safe in here. And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, he's like, please close the door. And it's like, you should have listened.
There's a lot of not listening in this
There's a lot of not listening.
So
seems to be par for the course for the franchise.
Yeah.
Or that family. Like, dude, should have listened in the first place.
So, of course, Anna brings the kids back to CPS, and she notices that there's burns on their arms, and there's like this mark on both of their arms that she just assumes are abuse, like that Patricia's abusing them. So, trigger.
The kids are like,
I probably should have put a warning out. This movie does deal with a lot of trauma, especially like child abuse and other things that we'll talk about in just a minute.
But for stuff, even in that context, like I do not deal well with stuff that involves kids.
Yeah.
You know, having kids and stuff. I can't watch it because this movie, the way, even though that is in the movie, it's not really drug upon.
It's one of those things where because you know that it's not actual like child abuse, like it's not like the parent is, it's not like Patricia was beating her kids. The kids were being abused by the spirit. It kind of, it feels different, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
Where it's not like when you watch a movie and it's just like parents just beating the shit out of their kids, and you're like, this isn't good. I don't like this.
I've watched some movies like that, and it's definitely it's definitely received better because you know it's not happening.
So the kids say it wasn't their mom, and you know Anna's very hesitant to believe that. So you find out that Anna's husband was a cop, and that's, I guess, how he died. He died on duty. And the son is really into being, like, he wants to be a cop himself. He's like in his office playing cop, doing all that. You know, you get those heartfelt moments where she's watching him do his thing. And then, of course, there's moments where she's crying and, you know, she misses him and stuff like that. There's always got to be this. Like, why can't there just be... I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like, I feel people will connect with this more if there's a dead parent. And it's like, to be honest, no. I feel more connected to, like, I feel more connected to the characters when it's just like, when a whole family is dealing with this shit. Like when we watch The Conjuring, like The Conjuring 2 wasn't a dead parent. It was just a deadbeat parent. So it felt different. Like this one is like sad because the parent died. So we have to deal with that. Plus we have to deal with this other thing that kind of has no relation to that dead parent not being around. That was from some other thing.
I kind of like it if it was almost like the first movie where the parent, the dad, just works all the time.
Right. He's not there as often.
Yes. You know, since the dude was a truck driver, the first one, he could be a cop, and his cops are busy.
I mean,
they work a lot.
He was a cop in this one. He could have just not been there.
Yeah. They were oppressing minorities. It's fine.
Yeah, because like when we talked about Annabelle Creation, it wasn't a dead parent, it was a dead kid. And I think, you know, things play creepier when it's always a dead child. Like parents having to deal with that grief. So Patricia's kids are at the hospital. That's where they have to stay for now. And
of course, it's a Saint somebody's Catholic something or house or something like that. It was some religious hospital.
Yeah, it should.
Which goes hand in hand with the themes of this franchise, so it makes sense.
So one of the brothers wakes up and is sleepwalking, and the other one follows him around trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And this is when you get I actually like the way that this whole scene is shot, where he finally catches up to his brother and he's like, trying to get his attention. He sees that he's kind of just standing in the middle of the hallway. And then he kind of raises his head up and points at the mirror that's in the corner. It's one of those like corner mirrors. And you see there's a woman kind of walking down the hallway, but then he looks and there's no one there. And then he turns, and that's when you hear dripping from the ceiling, and he kind of backs up, turns around, and that's when he sees that she's there, and she kind of screams. And they scream, and then it cuts. And that's when the next scene is Anna getting a call that something bad happened. And you kind of assume what it was, because she goes down to the scene, and she has to bring her kids because it's like really late at night. And they found the two boys dead, drowned in the river. And of course, you get the whole thing where Patricia shows up. She's all distraught and blames Anna for it. And she's the one who first states that it was La Llorona who did it. And we also see that the son is very interested in what's going on. He wants to see what the heck is happening. He sees the two bodies under the sheets, but then he hears some crying. And you're like, that's
after
great.
Mom told you to stay in the car and not wake up your sister.
He was she was sleeping. She was fine. I want to know what the hell's going on. To be honest, I probably would have done the same thing. So he goes up there, but he hears the crying. And of course he like goes over to, you hear crying. You're going to go to it. No, I'm running away.
Sir or madam, are you in need of medical assistance? No, go away. No. So my whole qualm with her taking them at night is, what time did she get home after work? The mom, Anna.
I have no idea.
And she's like, did your brother heat up dinner for you? Like, you can leave. How long have they been home from school?
I don't know. It's hard to say because she works for the state or the state. It's
and then she's like picking them up and taking them out at night.
It's a single mom doing what she.
I get it, but this is where my brain was at this point. Like, is he older than her?
Yes.
Are they?
I'm guessing she is older than her. I think so. But not probably by much. And to be honest, I don't feel like he's that. Like, they have to both be at probably not even 10. Like, they're both pretty young.
I get it was the 70s or whatever.
73.
Like I was 5 and my brother was 10 and we were staying at home alone.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn. How long were you gone after, before you got home from work and they've already eaten dinner? Like,
well, she probably just had it made already in the fridge. And she's like, when you guys get home, warm it up.
Yeah.
So it could have been like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I don't know. Yeah. It's California. What do I know?
But she's all worried about him making her dinner.
Well, I gotta eat.
I know.
She just sits in front of the damn TV all day. Get off that fucking phone.
Yes,
my gosh.
We deep dive into some of the most random scenes in movies.
That's where my brain goes.
That's not where mine's been going this whole time.
But Ridley
yes
was talking about what did he say? And I'm like, it's the 7. Oh, he was wondering why they had phones. Like, just house phones.
Oh.
And I'm like, there were phones then?
Yeah.
He's like,
phones existed.
He's like, oh, they just didn't have cell phones. And I'm like, I don't think you realize that.
He doesn't. He's
not. I know. Because he said something about them having electricity, and I'm like,
well, yeah.
What year do you think this is, dude?
He's
1894.
I just watched.
He's 9, and he deep dives more into things than I do.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, where is your brain right now? Like, what are you thinking?
I mean, I just watched a movie that takes place in the 40s, and it's like when they have to get an operator, they would have to flip the thing
Yeah, they have
down to like try to at least
Operator,
get that
operator.
operator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saris, I had to show
Man.
Saris how to use a rotary phone.
When
It
did
was
you do this?
hilarious. I forget where we were, and she's like, what does this do? She's like, what is this? I'm like, it's a phone. She's like, how does it work? I was like, oh man, there's so many things that we have not shown our kids.
No.
It was great.
As soon though as she gets up though, when he calls out to her and she gets up and you hear the cracking of her neck as she like turns her head, I would have been like, I'm out of here.
And he just stands there.
Yeah, he just stands there as she like walks
no.
closer to him, and then he tries to run and she grabs his arm and burns it.
Because she's behind a fence.
Yeah.
And then she appears
And she
just right beside him.
Yeah, and grabs him, burns him. He runs to the car, gets in there, and of course you get another jump scare. This movie loves its jump scares. Don't get me wrong, I love a good jump scare, but this movie has so many that you're like, oh my God, we get it. And my other issue with this movie is that you see her way too much in this movie. Like the ghost is seen so many times. So like you get you see her in the distance. She shows up, burns. What's his name? David. What's the kid's name? Chris. And he goes to the car. You get another where you see her come at the door of the car, and then she starts messing with the vehicle. I wish you never saw her. I wish it was she was manipulating things in the car, but you never saw her. You might see like a reflection of her at one point, but you just see her way too much.
Yeah, there's no scare to it, and this is a new character. It's not like the Nun.
Yeah,
like we this is a brand new one.
I don't know where things happened. There was a couple of times that I said, "Oh fuck," and not realizing, there's kids in there. It got me really good.
2 scenes I really remember liking a lot.
And it wasn't just that I liked it. It was the scare part of it. Like it was a couple of times where I wasn't expecting a scare and it happened. Like some of these movies that we've been watching, you're waiting for the elevation of the scare and it happens, but it was just like out of nowhere.
Yeah. So the next day, a vigil is held for the boys. We then see Father Perez from Annabelle show up, and Anna asks him about La Llorona, and he's like, he tells her the kind of the short version of it. She was she is also called the Weeping Woman, which I guess was the alternate title to this movie in other places around the world. It was the Curse of the Weeping Woman.
I think that's what it means.
Probably.
I think you looked it up the other day and told me that.
So he tells her the story about how it was a tactic. She was pretty much, the legend was used to make kids behave, like to deter them from going to like bodies of water, or just behave themselves, or they'll sick La Llorona on you.
Yeah, it's the crying woman or the wailer.
Mm-hmm. So we're back at the house, and the daughter is outside. She's playing with an umbrella and stuff, and she hears crying coming from the other side of this fence. She goes over there. She doesn't see anything, and then it starts to get really windy, and it like blows the umbrella out of her hand, and she runs and picks it up, and when she opens it, you see the reflection of the ghost. I like this.
It seems good.
And then when she shuts it, it disappears, and then the umbrella blows into the pool, and she tries to go grab it, and then the ghost shows up, grabs her, and she gets the burn.
Yeah. Fucking sick burn, bro.
So
this girl needs to stop trying to grab things.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Worst scene in the whole fucking movie. Go ahead. We'll get to it. So the mom comes home, Anna comes home, and she, realizes the daughter's sad. She's crying, and she sees the marks on her arms, and she's like, what the hell is going on here? What happened? And, she's just trying to get some answers, but she's not getting anywhere with it. I fell down the stairs. I fell into a doorknob.
Yeah. That's literally what's used as an excuse.
I
later on in the
know.
movie.
I know.
So her, I guess Coop is one of the cops. I'm guessing he was friends with the husband. He was probably like partners with him or something, because he's really close with the family.
Yeah.
And he comes over to ask Anna to go talk to Patricia to kind of get the story of like what could have, because they don't know about this ghost. It's just they're trying to figure out what the hell happened to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet Raphael, not the Ninja Turtle, everybody, but Raymond Cruz's character. He is, he goes to Patricia's house and he finds this like black goo, like on like a dresser or something. But you're like, what could this be? You don't get any explanation.
A hallway table.
Yeah, and
it's
then
outside of where all the shit.
To be honest, this scene was kind of like, well, why?
It was unnecessary.
Yeah. So creepy things start happening at the house. Doors are opening on their own and shutting on their own. And then
I would already moved out by now,
She finds Chris is sleepwalking. He goes down to the front door. And this is when you get very Conjuring / Insidious shots. This is a James Wan shot where the door gets bursted open and you get this angle shot where it comes at you straight, but then it like turns at like a slight angle, and then it goes outside and then it turns around and it comes rushing back in. No joke. I've seen this shot done I think it was done in The Conjuring, and I think it was done in one of the Insidious movies, maybe multiple Insidious movies. It's definitely a James Wan shot. I feel like he was a producer on this movie, and I think he was involved in certain things. So I could see him being behind this shot. So she goes upstairs. She has a bunch of files on Patricia and the kids. They're thrown all over the place. So she's just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And sees a reflection of the ghost in the mirror of her daughter's room. And then shit starts going sideways where the door slams. She can't get to her daughter. Then she gets like locked in her own room. And then the ghost shows up in her room and she takes a bat. She just tries to square up with this girl. That's when I was like, I
don't think she realizes what she's up against.
Yeah. Well, I just think she probably just thought it was like, what are you doing to my house? Hey,
get out of my room.
I don't have crack. Get out.
Dude, and then the one line that drove me nuts, and one of the lines that drove me nuts in this movie. My husband works a police officer. He's going to be home real soon. Oh, yeah, because that's going to fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh.
I hate that line.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure this lady knows more about you than you think you know about yourself.
I mean, the thing is it's a spirit that's attached to her because the fact is she
didn't listen.
She ultimately, I mean, Anna is the reason the kids died. Because she let him out when La Llorona was looking for them, and then she caught up with them, and then the spirit saw that she had children, so she latched onto them. Because you get the line later on by Raphael, who he literally goes,
"It's kids, right?"
And it's very much a line that Insidious uses because it's kind of the same premise where it's it's not your house that's haunted, it's your kid, it's your family, and it's attached to you, not to your house. Because she's like, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, they brought that up in the first two Conjuring movies as well. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
We'll move where you can't. It's not how that works.
Right. It's a demon. That's not how demons work.
Was it Elizabeth, the wife, Warren?
Yeah.
Because she could see, she's like, it's attached to you.
No, not Elizabeth Warren. That's a senator.
Or what's her name? Sorry, I've been watching.
Oh, Lorraine.
Lorraine. Shit, I've been watching a lot of different. Ignore that. Way too much going on in this brain right now. Yeah, she's like, it's attached to you, not your house.
Yeah.
Because I would have moved already.
Oh, absolutely.
The first night when the door slams, like, no, bye. We're grab what you can put on. We're gone.
So Anna goes to visit Patricia, and Patricia is furious. She literally, she blames Anna for the death of her children, and she literally tells her that she literally asks her, "Have you heard her crying?" And he's like, the sting of her tears, which I thought was a great line. And then she said, "You will soon." And I was like, "Oh shit, Patricia," because she literally prayed for La Llorona to take Anna's kids. So ultimately, it's not the fact that Anna ended up killing her kids. It was the fact that she prayed for La Llorona to take Anna's kids. She's like, "Hey, she's got kids. Go get those." And she's like, "Ah," and fucking floats away, crying as she does.
She does a good job at, weeping.
She's very good at it.
Did you grow up with a lack of parental supervision? Do you know all the lyrics to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Remember Mayor McCheese and the Fry Guys? Have an inexplicable love for the California Raisins? Can you remember Madonna's original face? Then you might be a part of the Doom generation. Laugh until you cry with us each week as we stumble blindly through the memories of the movies and other random things that doomed us to be the salty, sarcastic, sardonic ladies you want to hang with. You know us, you love us, you can't fucking live without us. Doom generation, available everywhere you find podcasts.
So we're back at the house, and you get moments that are just like, why are we doing this? The boy goes upstairs to the second floor, and he notices that the attic door is slightly ajar. It's like, just fucking leave it.
Yeah,
just leave it alone. It doesn't need to be messed with. And this is when, again, fucking La Llorona is just hiding in the bathroom or something. She's just like hiding in the tub in the fetal position, like, I'm going to sneak up on this little boy and knock downstairs.
So when the doors first start opening and closing, do you notice La Llorona in the hallway?
No,
like,
I didn't.
I pointed it out to him a couple of times. I'm like, do you see her?
Oh,
like,
are you talking about like when he's going upstairs walking around?
When right before the mom grabs the bat.
You can see her in one of the doorways.
You can see her twice.
You can.
Like the door to the daughter's room.
Well, I saw her in the mirror there.
But it opened but it pans down the hallway by I guess it's the parents' bedroom.
Yeah, because I think the daughter's room is like directly the opposite hallway of. Yeah.
That gave me chills because I am so afraid, one, of drowning. So this hit on a lot of that.
Right.
Being held underwater by something that you can't physically get out of. Like, I wouldn't swim in a pool for the longest time after I watched some movie that I wasn't supposed to be watching. And I tortured myself.
Waterworld?
No, I can't even remember what it was, but you could hear, like, pinging underwater. Like, it was metal underwater. And I was like, nope, I'm good. I would swim to the middle of the pool and I'd be, nope, I'm going back. This got me. Because I don't want people in my house. If I don't know that they're there.
Well,
That's pretty much been all of these movies.
The kids will stand in the hallway, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Stop it!"
Hello, mother.
Mommy, I see someone.
Or the cat staring down the hallway. Like, what are you looking at?
No, Kitty.
I went. The cat stare off and see spirits. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Stop being so sus, cat.
Scamp was sitting on the back of the chair the other night, and she's just. It's like, what are you staring at? She's staring down the hallway, and then she looked the other way. Room. I'm like, what are you looking at? It was the living room. It's the middle of the house. Like, what are you looking at? No.
Extra dimensional beings is all.
And cat's eyes get huge.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, we're not doing that tonight.
So the spirit knocks Chris down the stairs. And
that, you bitch.
The mom literally walks through the door as this happens. And she goes up there and takes it. And does she see the La Llorona on the top of the stairs when she gets Chris? Like after he falls down the stairs?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't either.
I think it's one of those, we're just going to
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But the next scene, we get Coop showing up with Brenda from CPS to do a checkup because they went to the doctor after Chris got pushed down the stairs and they saw the marks, and so they have to report it. So of course you get the whole thing where she is having to experience something that she's had to do herself. Her kids are getting questioned about like where the marks are coming from. This is when Chris is just like, I fell down the stairs, which he did ultimately.
Yeah.
But it's not where those marks are coming from. And of course, both the kids have the same mark. They look like cigarette burns.
They
stuff
do.
like that, which is weird because like you never see Anna smoke. So it's one of those. Does she smoke in this movie?
I don't think so.
I don't think she does. So it'd be kind of weird for,
I don't think so.
It's like, well, she don't smoke unless, people just buy cigarette. Like, was that just a form of punishment? Even if you didn't smoke, you just get a cigarette and burn it out on your, like, that's just fucked up.
I mean, how many people smoked in the 70s? Like, that was a big thing.
90% of America.
It was the fact that when she grabs them, all you see is that one little spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's a couple different spots.
It's her finger. So where it's like the cigarette burns, it's her fingertips.
But like the one boy that she asked, "Did your mom do this?" It's like one big spot and then a bunch of little spots. You would think that would be like 4. I don't know. I guess I just look at it different.
I have no idea. But of course they have to do their typical questions, asking a bunch of stuff. And of course Anna's getting annoyed and she's like, I would never hurt my kids. And of course Coop like flips on a dime where he's like, we're just doing our job. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Was there any indication? I mean, I understand you're doing your job. Like that's one thing, but come on. So then we get bath time, where Sam is getting a bath taken, and she thinks her mom is in there, but no. La Llorona decides she's going to be the one to wash Sam's hair with her very
weird, weird
white fingers just going right through her hair, doing her thing, because Anna is talking to Chris downstairs, and then she hears screaming because La Llorona is literally holding her under the water. Anna can't get in, but of course, like right at the nick of time, Sam is able to get up. Yeah. But I love how the ghost doesn't leave; she just backs up. She's just like, "Okay, fading into the back here. Don't look at me." And then Anna finally is able to get in, get Sam out, and is questioning, what's going on, blah blah blah. And then Chris is just like, "Oh shit!" And you just see the hand kind of like seep back into the tub, and then she just bursts out of the tub and attacks Anna.
So this scene I almost didn't like this scene because fuck, I don't remember their damn names. Look at this. We're on trivia and I don't remember any of the characters' names.
What, the kids?
Just hit the back button.
Yes.
The back button.
I did push the back
What,
button.
the kids?
Yes, and the mom. I don't remember.
Well, Anna is the mom. Chris and Sam are the kids.
So Anna and Chris are talking, and then they confide over the fact that Chris is like, I see this woman, and Anna's like, yeah, I've seen her fucking too. So like, she believes him. There's something fucking weird going on. And then the shit happens with Samantha in the bathtub, and she starts moving away from her mom. I was like, please don't bring in this angle. Do not bring in this angle. I fucking hate this angle in movies with kids like, it is my mom. She's doing it to me, even though she clearly knew her mom wasn't in the room. I was gonna be pissed if that came into it.
Yeah, like
Samantha gets it's the Anna washes Samantha's hair.
I know.
So she's used to that. How many years now? She's used to that. So she thinks it's her mom.
But now she doesn't because she knows it's not her mom. Because she starts crawling away, she sees the woman. She knows it's not her mom. But I would say it looked like it was trying to bring that angle in. It's the trauma
from thinking that it was her mom.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just going to go away immediately.
Just saying. I hated the fact that they tried to bring that shit in.
The whole scene with her washing her hair, she's like, ow, you're hurting me.
Yeah.
And then La Llorona backs up.
Sorry.
And
let me get that, sweetheart.
Chocolate.
Sorry about
remember
that.
when they invented chocolate?
Come on, you lazy Mary. Stop rubbing.
Oh, God.
Where's my references?
Yes. But
Ultimate 20. Sorry.
I get it. I feel like when I was her age, you trust the person that you assume is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know.
Yeah,
of course.
She's
Her mom
young.
wasn't in
She's
the
scared.
room.
Yeah, it was kind
Yeah,
of maybe
she's
just kind of just
scared.
a jerk reaction to be like, "Mommy did it. I was definitely mommy," and I was like,
Well, but
"I
see-
wasn't even here."
But that's what.
Yeah.
But that's what it looked like they were trying to do. But that didn't happen. She
Right.
could see the ghost. The mom couldn't, and the son could see the ghost. That's what I said. I would have been
Yeah.
pissed if they had done that angle because that's what it
Because
looked like they were building.
She is the only one that hasn't physically seen it other than when it grabbed her arm.
Yeah, but she still's experienced it.
And it grabbed her arm and it was done in less than 30 seconds?
That
Probably
was like
10
less than
seconds.
like 5 seconds. It was very
So,
quick. She grabbed her.
she
and
just-
then that was it.
She saw it when she opened the umbrella. It
I
was gone
understand.
when she went.
I
So-
agree.
I get it from her perspective because she hasn't seen it like the other two
I
have.
don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just glad it's not what they were doing. She just seen the
Yeah.
ghost, and that's what it just. It felt like they were trying to build it in the direction. I was like, God. Anyway, go
But
ahead.
I could get it if that were the case. But
I would have been
she
pissed.
she understands after. I get it.
So it attacks Anna, and she gets the touch. She gets the ghost grabs onto her, burning her arm. So it's time to go to church. They literally run into the church. And
Honestly, though, with her getting the touch, I was waiting for the mom to start trying to offer kids.
Right?
yeah,
Well, see, this
that's
is-
what I was imagining this movie was going to turn out to be. It was going to be the spirit like takes over the mom,
I was like,
and you
"Please
end up
don't."
killing. Well, because I guess that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's literally like it possesses. I mean, it's kind of the Conjuring, the whole thing. I think they probably didn't want to go that route because that's what the Conjuring did,
'Cause
where
that's where-
Bathsheba took over
yeah.
the mom, and then the mom had to kill 2 of her kids or
Well,
whatever.
same thing happened in Annabelle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, do we want to do this again?
Well-
no, we'll just have the ghost
gonna do it
literally
for a
do
third time?
everything. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing though, is we're all glossing over is all those other ones outside of the a couple minor ones and then the old man. Those are demons. They're not ghosts. It's not the same
Right,
thing.
so I don't
and
Yeah.
La Llorona, I think, is just a ghost.
She's just
It's
a ghost.
just a woman. Yeah,
She's
it's just a
just
woman
a
that murdered her
ghost.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no demon attached to her. She is her own thing.
It's a vengeful spirit.
Yes.
Her own entity.
Yes.
So they go to the church, and Father Perez tells her that he believes all this paranormal stuff because if you remember in Annabelle, he was, he's a man of faith. He's a
Yeah.
priest. So it was mostly just, based on religious whatever. But because of his whole experience with Annabelle, it broadened his horizons on what he believes in. And so he's like, yeah, I believe 100% that this ghost is attacking you. There's no
Which is
doubt in
allowed.
my mind. Mm-hmm. But he stated that they can do an exorcism, but it has to be brought through the church, and it could take a while. But you could go to this guy named Raphael, who is a shaman. He was a priest at one point, but he left the church, and now he's a shaman, and he does unorthodox things, and he might be of help. So they're like, sold, I'll do it. So they go down to visit Raphael at his shop, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not interested, blah, 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 until he sees the mark on Sam, and he's like, I know that mark. That's the mark of La Llorona. And they're like, you know who that is? And he's like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Everybody of my ethnicity knows who La Llorona is.
Like,
But we can't
duh.
help you, so bye-bye.
Yeah.
And he's like, she's super evil. She's not just evil. She's super evil. And they're like, well, that's not good.
That one
And
step.
so he's like, I'll go to your house and I'll see what I can do. And I love how they're going through this thing where they're rubbing eggs all over the house. Is this really going to work?
No, I just seen it on TV once. That'd be fucking funny to do. Now I'm
Oh
gonna
my
go shit on your
gosh.
bed. That
No,
keeps the
no.
demons away.
The whole egg scene where the mom is like, oh yeah, I saw it on.
Letterman?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the next thing where he goes in and he does the cracking of the eggs, and it's like the black goo inside. He's like, "Oh shit, it's bad here."
And all the other eggs explode.
Yeah, because she's like,
they like hover and
this
spin.
is a magic trick. I saw it on such and such.
Yeah, then they're like hover and spin and it explodes.
It was Carson.
Yes,
Carson. Yeah, because
Carson.
it was 70s. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, listen, my mom told me that my first words were "Here's Johnny," because she would rock me to sleep to Johnny Carson, and I watched Johnny Carson until.
Oh, I thought your mom was rocking you to fucking The Shining.
No,
oh, this is my favorite part. This is when he was going to threaten to bash his wife's head in.
No,
see that's his name's Jack Torrance. I think it's his name. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
My mom rocked me to sleep for years to Johnny Carson, and until he was taken over by what's his face?
Bathsheba?
No,
he said taken over.
Jay
Leno.
Oh, the guy.
I was so mad when Jay Leno took over the Tonight Show.
That man's got the biggest head I've ever seen.
He's got a big chin too.
That man survived. That man he almost turned into Two-Face not that long ago. Like,
yes,
he like burned half of his body.
Hey.
That's right, he did.
I enjoy watching his tours of his garages.
Oh yeah,
dude has a shit ton of cars.
Yes, he does.
Anyways, so I'm like, I like Johnny Carson. But then when the eggs explode, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, did you see that on Carson? They're like, nope.
And he's like, ta-da. Like,
yes, yeah. To be honest, I got a chuckle out of that one. I was like, I like it. Okay, because it wasn't just like ta-da. He was like ta-da.
Yeah.
What if he's just like not really a shaman?
He's just a magician.
He's just gonna do random stuff in these people's houses and just hope something sticks.
Just like fucking powder smoke disappears. Fucking hide behind a wall. I'm Chris Angel, bitch.
Yeah, it explodes. He's like, well, that's new. Just go with it.
Yeah.
He trained Chris Angel.
So we get a whole montage of them preparing the house to capture this spirit.
Dance Magic Dance is playing in the background. Fucking Labyrinth. What's going on?
Like,
where's our inappropriate music? Damn it! This franchise has lost its way. I'm pissed.
I know, right? Especially all these movies that are taking place in the 70s, and there's like no good tunes.
Conjuring 2 was the last one we got. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I know that music, and like, no.
Yeah, the rest of the franchise.
Waiting for all the little side characters to start showing up and singing with.
Yeah, we got in Annabelle Creation. It was here. You Are My Sunshine, which is.
Oh god!
I know, dude. You lose all that like rock and pop of the.
And then The Nun. I can't remember what the song was that played on that record player in The Nun, but it wasn't. I clearly wasn't memorable.
It was Psychosocial by Slipknot.
Right. That's it.
We are number one in integrated.
We are number one. Hey. Just get all the demons doing it together.
Oh, God.
Bleed. And Ghost.
So Raphael shows his cool cross that's made out of a fire tree, which I guess is the tree that witnessed La Llorona murder her children.
You see this cross? That's a fucking sweet cross. Where'd you get that? I carved it out of a bigger cross. What?
So you know things are about to go down. This next scene I actually thought was really good, and then it kind of went to shit. So they're in a circle. So they're surrounded by candles.
Yes.
Like in a circle. Raphael is doing his thing. And you can hear things happening upstairs. And they're like, what's happening? And he's like, she's searching. She's looking for you. Or she's looking for the children, ultimately. And you can hear like things crashing upstairs. You can hear footsteps. I like this whole vibe. And then you could hear her walking down the stairs, and you see her on the stairs, but she's in the shadows, which I really like. Whenever this spirit is in the light, I'm like, they could have went a little harder on this because she does not look very good. So it flies up. It knocks out Anna. It attacks the kids. They hide under a table. She gets on top of the table. They come out, and then she attacks. She like grabs one with the tablecloth. And I think it's
table.
Is it Chris is inside the tablecloth, right? And the sister's like on the outside trying to help him out. and she tries to drag him out the door, and she
gets maced.
Right. And Raphael is able to grab Chris before he's taken out the door.
No, it gives her the old pocket salt. Holy pocket salt.
Yeah, and it's like ah! And then he puts puts his like fucking pepper shit on the
it's the nuts.
The entrance.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
the seeds of the fire tree. Yeah.
No, I thought it was the pepper stuff you get at Pizza Hut. They come in a little package. It's on the table.
It comes in the shaker. He just had to.
Yeah.
It's the green packets of seasoning from Papa John's.
That's good.
So he casts her outside.
Don't waste that.
Be gone, spirit.
She can't cross the threshold of the house because of the fire tree seeds. And it's funny because she doesn't disappear. She just stands outside. She's just like standing on the walkway, just watching.
She was not invited in.
No.
And
of course, he explains to them, don't break the seal. She can't come in otherwise. 5 seconds later,
oh my god,
the daughter, I hate these scenes so much because it's literally like you couldn't.
It's my dolly.
It couldn't wait more than 5 seconds after he literally said, don't cross the threshold, where she literally, I didn't do it. I didn't break it. And then, of course, she slips and fucking breaks the thing. And then
I want to know how the dog gets outside. How did the dog get outside?
I forgot there was a dog.
A doll.
No, the doll. Her doll.
Oh, the doll. I don't know.
How the hell did it get outside?
I think I feel like the spirit like grabbed it real quick and like hit it in its pocket and just like dropped it. Like, I got some way of
something else
you
from her room.
My spectral pocket.
She's got to have something else that she plays with.
Yep.
Just takes it out of her fucking tits.
She reaches in, like, oh, that's Epstein's guest list.
Whoa!
Wrong thing.
God,
I need the fucking
damn. Oh Lord, that's gonna be one I sit there. That's one I'm gonna have to contemplate cutting. That's when I'm sitting there going, I don't know. This is close, guys. This is
please, guys. It's just a joke.
I just assumed she stuffed her bra with it. You know,
the bunny. You could have.
Hey guys, you smell that?
You
smell that? You smell that 1-star review?
Oh, I do. It's fucking. It's well done.
Joke about that.
I was gonna say it's burning.
Her ghost pocket, as we'll refer to it,
but
it's just full of stuffed animals.
She pulled it out of her pants.
Yeah.
Her hoo-ha?
Her underpants.
Yeah, when she pulls it out, water comes out because she's just been in the water the whole time.
It's like a cork.
She's quite wet.
Quite wet. Is that what
so the daughter breaks the seal. Anna tries to get to her.
That's what you do when you drink too much. You don't break the seal.
No, you don't do that because it turns really bad.
Do not go pee. That's why
even if you really have to.
Exactly. Every time we record, I'm like, shit, how long can I hold it?
So the daughter, Sam, gets yoinked so fast out of the house. Anna is going to save her they show a wide shot of her flying by, and it was so fast. I'm like, she's dead just from how fast she was pulled out of the house. She is dead. Whiplash. Her neck is snapped.
They've played football. She just got taken out by the 6'5" linebacker. He is.
You check the special features. How did we achieve the shot? It's just they shot a little person out of a cannon. That's terrible.
Oh no!
Don't do that.
No. I just assume that she was attached to some kind of like, I don't know.
Oh no, this is 100% CG.
No. My brain.
I know.
I know.
Things, like
it's
6
CG.
Grown men, like pull her.
No. It's those.
Yes. Confetti comes out. Give me candy. She's a fucking pinata. What the fuck's going on?
Viva Pinata, the kids.
I love candy.
It's good.
Oh, Lord.
No, I just assume she is one of those slingshots from like.
You ready? No, good.
Oh, they're the
best.
best
Like a
videos
series
ever.
Of mattresses.
Half of them pass out. It's great. Oh Lord. So
I watched one of those earlier. Dude is like,
children?
no.
Oh.
It was this guy. He was like, I have never seen the biggest smile on somebody's face. Pretty sure he was passed out. And he's like,
Oh, so relaxed.
That's great.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh,
Sorry.
so they figure out, she's gonna drown her at the pool. So they
Why?
run outside because there's
This
water.
is a nice neighborhood. It could have been any fucking dude. It could have been like a 3-inch deep puddle of water. Just fucking hold her in it. Could have been anybody's pool.
my problem with this whole thing where he's like, don't
break the seal.
don't break the seal. Yeah, don't break the seal. Don't go pee. I'm like, how many other doors, windows, whatever are in this house?
They put them all over him. They showed the
They showed the montage
He
of
sprinkled
him
his nuts
doing
everywhere.
things all over.
I don't know why not the front door. Well, he did say he used them as bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he used them as bait.
I
But-
love that where he was like, you used my kids as, or you used him as bait, and he's like, no, I used all of you as
Nope.
bait. It was like,
Yeah, I used-
how dare you?
You're all involved in this.
But then everybody's cool with it after that.
But-
Just 'cause nobody brings it up
Absolutely.
again.
No, like,
Eh.
did they show him putting it on the windowsills?
They showed like sprinkled all. I don't know about the windowsills, but all over the fucking house.
I was gonna say I must have missed that because I missed the window seals, and I'm like, there's a second story.
Ghosts can't climb trees.
She can freaking roll down a window from the inside of the
Right.
Yeah,
closet.
that's different. That's dryad territory. She can't do that. That's not how that works.
So she can't get in the window.
No. Fuck. Oh, see, but that's the thing. Let's talk about the water thing. Like,
She could have drowned him in the bathtub upstairs.
I know.
Again.
That's what I'm saying. Because it was the pool. And like, what about the other two kids at the beginning? She just fucking drowned them in the middle of like a lake or something. Like, who knows how far that was?
She grabbed them from the inside of a hospital in a puddle about this big in the hallway.
Right.
Now, you know what the death certificate for those kids said, right? Don't you?
I forget what it said.
It said they went swimming. They didn't wait 30 minutes to go swimming after eating.
Yeah.
And drowned.
They ate. They ate a big.
Oh
dinner.
God! My body doesn't function with bread in it.
Not the bread. I knew it would be my downfall.
The bread is absorbing the water. Oh!
You just turn into a bloated mess. You're just like, "Whoa." You look like fucking Pearl from Blade.
Oh no! Good reference. I like that.
There is just so much workaround. It's like I don't think they thought about this.
Convenience.
This movie
Like, I
goes
could
so
find
fast. It doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't drag at all, but it's also going, holy shit, I could have used a little bit of something else, because it just goes from fucking
That's-
beginning to end, and there's no slowing down of like just what the fuck is going on here.
What was it? Sarah asked how long it had left, and it was like, oh, there's 30 minutes. And I'm like, well,
No, it was even less than that. It was like less than 30. I was like, it's less than 30 minutes.
I was like,
Okay.
already? Okay.
Oh damn!
So they
yeah,
go-
I was waiting for something big to happen, like the last 45 minutes.
So they go out to the
They got a
pool,
lot.
and she
Yeah.
dives in. She doesn't see her daughter at first, but then when she comes up, she sees her. She dives back down, sees her, saves her, takes her out, and he puts holy water into the pool, which like casts her out. So they're fine for now.
But does anybody else just think like when she's swimming underwater and she sees like the bike and then like a fucking cozy coop and then like remnants of the
What was
Titanic
in
or
their
her fucking
pool?
boat, and then like it's the underwater scene from Godzilla vs. Hedorah and it's just litter and garbage everywhere and sludge. Like, what the fuck is in your pool, lady?
Because you made mention, you're like, is this Titanic?
Yeah,
I was like,
It's so murky.
it is. What's up with that?
how deep
How
is
can
their
people survive in
pool?
water that
And they
cold?
have, there's a tricycle in there, and there's some other stuff. I'm like, what the hell's
like-
in your pool?
It's like half of a Chevy Nova. How the fuck did this get in here?
Right? So La Llorona has control over Sam. She pretty much like possessed her in some way, so she's able to control what she does. So they end up locking the two kids in the closet, and this is the shot where you see La Llorona just standing outside the house, like all menacing.
Standing at the corner of Conch and Coral. What's he
Rid-
doing? He's standing there menacingly.
Being healthy.
Oh, Walgreens. I'm sorry.
So
Sorry.
You find out that is it the son or the daughter who gets the necklace off of her?
The mom does.
The mom. Like, how the hell? That's not the first time she's pulled something off of somebody's neck.
Right. So she pulls the necklace off of the ghost.
Good at that.
And gives it to one of the kids.
Yes.
Or the kids get it
because
somehow.
the kids they get out of the closet and then they go up to the attic. And that's when the ghost is like fucking with everything. And then of course you get the whole thing where it's like throwing shit in front of them to kind of block their way, but then they hide behind something and she just clears the path. It's like Bruce Almighty where he clears the cars. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And she's at the end of the hallway that she comes down, menacingly and creepy. And
because the mom is the one that got the key from Patricia Alvarez's neck.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, she just shows up.
That's how she got the boys out of the closet, and she unlocked the door with the key that was around the mom's neck.
Yeah, she shows up.
And then she got
fuck your kids, fuck your house, and fuck your dead husband.
Yeah, she literally comes in as just a complete bitch, and then like when everything is happening, she kind of has a change of heart. She's like, "Okay, I guess I'll help you," because Anna gets locked in a room. She can't get to her kids. Like everybody's kind of out of commission. Like Raphael's knocked out.
He gets fucking domed.
Oh yeah, and she's just like, "I guess I'll help you." And so she unlocks the door, like gets Anna out and all that stuff. And the ghost goes for the kids, and the kids show the necklace, which then changes her into like her human, like normal form. And Raphael gets shot because Patricia shoots him.
Yeah, because I just had it in my head.
Yeah, because I think Patricia's the one who breaks the seal.
Yeah, she does because she kicks all the shit out of it.
She's like,
I'll fucking show you it's all dramatic. Good.
Yeah, because she knocks on the door, they open it up, and she kind of like bursts into the house and does her whole thing.
Raphael says, if the candles stay lit, it knows our protection, whatever, is working.
That was earlier.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying because he says that and everything goes to shit after that.
Yeah.
And that's when, because he gets taken out.
Yeah, he gets shot, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but
fuck you.
But yeah, he's able to get up to the attic with Anna as you get some really crazy action movie shot where Anna like does like a slide. He's like, catch this, and throws the fire across, and then he catches it and she just stabs it into La Llorona's heart, which then gets her into a cool like fucking deterioration where she turns into like a big black goopy mess.
Yeah, because you said something like, is that how it's gonna work? And I'm like,
yeah, I was like, is this how we're doing this?
It literally looks like the way the Nun was destroyed in the Nun. Like exact same effect. Is like gooey, like just deteriorating, turning into like a skeleton type thing. And then
we're just gonna go Nosferatu, just stab.
Yeah, it just felt more like they just killed a vampire. Like,
yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it was like. And then you get the ta-da from Raphael again.
Yes. Yeah.
And
because he's playing it off like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
He's trying to make them think it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Where he says, oh, okay. Everything goes out, and he's like, no.
Well, yeah, because they say their goodbyes to him, and they're like, "Were you really scared?" And he's like, "Yeah, a little bit." Really? No.
No.
It was like, dumbass kid.
I mean, if you probably did a close up of his crotch, he's peed his pants.
Probably. But then we get a weird shot where it like shows a reflection of Anna in the puddle on the ground, and I'm like, does that mean anything? I didn't see anything in the reflection.
No, we didn't. I didn't either.
So I
stepped away.
I'm guessing it just means that it's over with or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I broke the seal at this point, and I was like, I gotta go pee.
That's it. That is The Curse of La Llorona. Let's get to our thoughts on the movie. So, Angela, why don't you start it off by telling us what you thought of this movie?
Still enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I found my faults with it, but I'm usually the one that's like pointing out the tiny details.
Mm-hmm.
Like Later on in the movie, I felt like they were rushing certain parts of it.
Yeah.
Because we paused it, there was 30-ish minutes left, and I'm like, well, there's not a lot that's happened here. Like,
Yeah,
what's
there's all this
going
build up,
on?
and we haven't got a payoff yet.
Yeah.
So.
And I felt that way with whatever we watched last week.
The Nun.
The Nun. I kind of felt like there was so many minutes left, and I'm like, where's the build-up? Like, usually the build-up is before. I feel 45-ish minutes in a movie is a good build-up.
Yeah.
To the big ending. I still enjoyed it. The umbrella scene.
Yeah, umbrella scene
with the girl got me. I was like, I like how they did that. And then there was one other.
I was trying to think either. We were talking about it. I can't remember.
I've thought about it the whole time. We pointed it out. The hallway scene. I enjoyed it because you see La Llorona twice in the scene where the mom, right before she grabs the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good too.
It was just a good, like you said, decent. I thought it was a good build-up because you don't expect it. You know it's coming, but you expect to see her in the mirror with the door closing. You see it, but you don't see it when I thought it was going to happen. Because usually it's like, what, 3 times after something happens?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the 4th time the door closed. So I was like, Because I pointed out to him, I'm like, did you see that? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I had to rewind one scene. I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, she's right there. But yeah, I thought they did really good on a few of their jump scares that I wasn't expecting to happen. Yeah, there was a couple of things that I pointed out, like the mom saying, my husband's gonna be home soon.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I think it's just a tactic of her trying to.
I get it, but
Yeah.
if this ghost has touched your kids,
Well, I don't think she thought it was a ghost. I think she was just a person at the time.
She thought it was a ghost or a person, but I'm like, yeah, this ghost knows everything about you. I still enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
I think as far as a first viewing experience, it was fine. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I went by pretty quick. I didn't remember most of the characters. Most characters were super forgettable in this movie.
Yeah,
I think the ones I probably liked the most was I like Raphael and then Patricia and then Anna. The kids were fine. They didn't annoy me.
Right.
But I didn't really care about any of the other characters. I feel like this movie was just very okay at best. It has the scenes we talked about earlier that we liked. And the acting was fine. Like, nobody in this movie is like, these are bad actors. It's not that. It just wasn't a compelling film for me. And there were, I like the angle from a different, I don't know how accurate this is, so please, if I'm wrong, tell me. But I like the angle from a different culture. I like the Spanish angle, because I don't know anything about that. Because all the other ones are like, oh no, all these white people are getting attacked by scary ghosts. Like, yeah, it's great. I've seen that a million times. I like the different cultural implications in these movies. Mm-hmm. So thank you. I did appreciate that part. I really did. This movie had way too much shit that was brought up that I feel had no payoff or was not explained properly. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier about the girl that works with Anna, and then they had to do the case thing with her, and I thought the child abuse angle was really stupid.
Nowhere.
But see, we assumed when she was typing up her report that it was about her kids.
It could have been. I don't know. But it's just in the La Llorona keep the Patricia's kids kept locking them in the closet. And, apparently there's a time limit on this because she's like, I'll be letting them out tomorrow. Like, is there a time limit?
That doesn't
on
get
that?
explained at all.
There's none of that stuff.
No.
There's no, not everything needs to be explained. I get you, but that's kind of crucial.
No, I'm not saying break it down the whole thing to me. No, it's just kind of like in the legend it says, like, just it take like 2 seconds to explain to me.
And then we found out why La Llorona went after Anna's kids, but why did it go after Patricia's kids?
I don't know.
Again, they don't need to explain, but it's never brought up. It's not like almost every other time one of these demons has come into existence in all the other movies. This is not a demon, but anything involving that is usually, even if it's a throwaway line, there's some explanation as to why.
I hate that wasn't explained, but I assumed it was like, you know how some people are cursed and it's cursed through generations?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was a generational curse.
Yeah.
It could
like
be.
they were related to her from the beginning.
And maybe that's what you could say, like, our family's just cursed. And that's it. Like, they don't go into it any more than that, but, like, give us something.
Yeah.
And, like, even, like I said, don't explain all, but give us, like, breadcrumbs or something we can, like, contemplate.
They could have taken Father Perez out of it and
They didn't
replaced
do
it with...
at all.
No, they could have replaced it with that.
And it's just a lot of loose ends of shit that got brought up that didn't matter. There were some cool stuff that happened in the movie, but it's just... I don't know. It just felt like this was like, all right, we're working on... What came out after this? Was this Conjuring 3 after this?
Annabelle Comes Home.
Okay, so whatever it was, it just felt like you're not having enough development time in between these movies to rock them out yearly.
Yeah.
I know people like that, but I hate video games and films that are made back to back to back to back to back. I just don't feel like
every year is a new one. Yeah.
Yes, and I
work on it a little bit more.
Marvel does it. Like,
yeah.
I love. I was totally. I love the MCU films, but I got burned the fuck out. Like, I don't have any interest to watch any of them at all. Like, I just don't want to watch them anymore. But anyway, digress. This movie is fine, and it has things I like about it, but I probably wouldn't watch it again because there's no incentive for me to go watch this movie.
And we watched it without taking notes.
No, we didn't do any notes. We just turned it on and watched it. Like, there was no, like, trying to distract myself because it was scary. I didn't think it was that scary of a movie either, like you said.
I mean, there's big jump scares, but
nothing. I was more worried about where I'm going to fucking rate this movie than I was, like, the movie itself. Where am I going to put this on the list?
I have a feeling I know where it's landing.
Yes. Probably.
Yeah.
It came in for a crash landing.
Trash landing.
Trash landing.
This movie kind of just didn't do anything for me. The scares didn't do much for me. There were some good shots that I think they did well with the ghost, but I feel they showed her way too much. She didn't look that good up close. And the characters just, I don't know, they're just kind of, they didn't do anything for me. Like, for one, like you said, things don't have to be explained to the point of just exhaustion, but, like, just give me some clarification on how the fuck everything is happening, because it's just things are happening for no reason. It's like this woman is getting attacked by this ghost, but this woman doesn't know, and now it's happening to this family. It's like, what? Why? I need some sort of explanation of what the fuck is happening.
If you're going to make a movie that's about random events,
that
with no real reason as to who or why they're doing it, like The Strangers, shit just happens in that movie, and there's no explanation. This movie tries to explain shit, but doesn't explain other things, and it's annoying.
Yeah, if you're going to explain it, not just...
Yeah, you can't just leave certain shit out. Like, it's fine.
I mean,
you can't just have it happen and not have any explanation at all. I think hit on it a little bit.
Yeah, your example with The Strangers, I think the difference between that and this is the fact it's like, this is supernatural, where that was like reality. And so I feel like it's so effective. The Strangers did it so well because it's like, we didn't need an explanation of what they're doing. And then by the end, they literally said the only reason they did it is because they're home. Yeah. Like, there was
That was my point. Is even the whole thing of the movie is like, there is no reason you were home. End of story.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, this is like, it's like telling you bits and pieces of things, but not things. It's just,
it tries too many things in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's just, I am more interested to dive into other versions of this story. Like, I want to watch the Spanish, like some Spanish speaking stories about La Llorona, because I feel that's where it's going to be more effective. I just feel this felt, of course, this is part of the Conjuring universe, so it felt very much like it was part of this universe, just the way it felt, like visually and the dialogue and certain things like that. But like characters just kind of thrown in just to be connected to it. It was kind of a mess. This movie was just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of unfortunate because like this movie to me is probably the sloppiest of any of the movies in this franchise, and then they gave this guy the third Conjuring movie. We'll get to that in a few weeks, but yeah, this was just a rough watch. It wasn't like I was like, oh god, when is this over? I was just like, by the end, I was like, I just don't care. I just don't care about anything I just watched there.
This definitely wasn't when we paused at the Nun and I was like, oh my gosh, there's still 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, there's only 30 minutes left.
So
yes.
So we did get a couple comments, but it wasn't really anything about like people's thoughts on the movie. It was we got one on X from Podcast in the Woods at Wood Podcast 1 who said, "Good luck. You are starting to get into the dregs of the Wanaverse." And then Reels Feels Podcast at Reels Feels Pod said, "Praying for you."
No.
I don't think we got any. Let's see. On Instagram, like I said, we got a comment from Quad Pro Quo who said, "I know this is part of your Conjuring Universe series, but you should watch the Spanish language La Llorona film." So I'm definitely going to check one of those out. Thank you to everybody who leaves comments on the show. We appreciate you, as always. All right. Now it's time to rank. Add this to the rankings of the Conjuring universe. So far, at number 5 is Annabelle. Number 4 is The Nun. Number 3 is Annabelle Creation. Number 2 is The Conjuring. And number 1 is The Conjuring 2. Where does the Curse of La Llorona fall? To the bottom?
Yes, sir.
To the bottom? All right.
To the bottom.
There it is.
This is easy.
That was easy. So,
I mean, there's parts that I like, parts that I didn't like.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
our new rankings are at number 6, The Curse of La Llorona. At number 5, Annabelle, The Nun, Annabelle Creation, The Conjuring, and The Conjuring 2. So that was easy.
Yeah, that was very simple.
That was 3 days ago.
So, yeah, that is it. That is it for us for The Curse of La Llorona. Next week, we are stepping away from the Conjuring universe once again because we are having some really awesome guests on, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorites as a kid. This is a movie I've been waiting to cover for so long. We are going to be covering 1998's Godzilla.
Woo!
And we have some awesome people coming on the show. We have Justin from Epic Film Guys coming back on once again, and he's got a friend. We asked him to come on the show, and he said, of course. And then he messaged me and said, "Hey, I got somebody who is a huge Godzilla fan who I feel would be great to come on the show." And I said, "Hell yeah!" But that's going to be a surprise for the episode. Who that guest will be?
Surprise for us too.
So
I raised my eyebrow in confusion and intrigue.
But
You can't see it in the pet.
I am very excited to cover this movie. This is a movie that I hold near and dear to my heart because it's one of those movies that a lot of people don't like, but I've always loved, even for the cheesiness, the CGI being what it is. And, this was the movie that introduced me to Godzilla. As much as that might hurt hardcore Godzilla fans, this was my first Godzilla movie. So
I'm dying.
Dan, you already know.
I know.
You already know. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for this episode. It's been a long time coming. And I just picked up this beautiful 4K. So hopefully it's a good transfer. I have not heard if it is or not. So we'll see when I watch it.
Fuck
Me,
yeah.
me and Parker are going to be in for another at least 3 hours
Yes.
recording, because
Yeah.
if you've got 2 people that are that into Godzilla,
It's gonna be fun.
Well,
It's gonna be fun because we're gonna be talking
gonna be
about
intriguing.
the production woes of that movie, and
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a
be a
fun
long
time.
one.
But yeah,
We'll have
that'll be
fun.
next week's episode. I do want to thank all of our patrons, our wonderful patrons who support us over at patreon.com/dissect that film. We have Robert Stewart, Rudy5453, Andrew Schoening, Eric Stein, the Baron's Hideout Podcast, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming, Doom Generation, Johnny Browning, and then we have our wonderful Mark Wahlberg Book Club members, Billy Joseph Jr., the Flicks and Friends Podcast, and Nerdtrovert. Thank you so much for being patrons. We love you so much. Like I said, I mean, you guys should hopefully I'll have these stickers sent out to all of you by the time you hear this episode. But thank you so much. You can follow us at Dissect That Film on all the social medias, X/Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, because that's where the video form of our episodes are. We're at youtube.com/Dissect That Film or at Dissect That Film. I don't know how YouTube works anymore. But make sure even if you listen to the audio version of the episode, make sure to go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe. It's free. Make sure to leave us a comment. I love reading comments on the episodes. Today I read a comment on our League of Extraordinary Gentlemen episode that just said, I want to watch the movie, or I like this movie. I don't like the people talking. And I went, we made it, guys.
We've reached the top.
We made it.
The peak.
You know how many times I've heard that people don't like my voice? It's family members, but
That's rude as shit.
Actually, hold
It was when I was a
real
kid.
quick, because we did get a
I
little
brothers
late
and
to
sisters.
reading this Apple Podcast review. But we got 2. We just got one, so I'm going to read 2 of them. We got one from Charles P9989. Charles over from X or TikTok or Twitter. Sorry. He says the hosts are just awesome people on and off the show, and their genuine friendship shows through. Oh, yeah, we actually hate each other off the show.
People don't see that part.
Then we just got a 5-star review from BP122334, who says, digging Dissect. Been listening for a while, and I love the details and humor this crew brings to every episode. I appreciate the info they bring to films I love and their dissection of films I never intend to watch, but now know why in greater detail. Totally worth a listen and follow. Oh, and he left his name. It was from Billy Joseph Jr. Billy, what a guy. We love Billy Joseph Jr. is a great dude. You should go follow him on Instagram because he's an actor. He's a very entertaining human being, and he's one of the most supportive people that I've ever met while doing this. So thank you, Billy, for leaving that review. We appreciate you. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to go over and leave us a 5-star review. Leave us a little blurb about what you think of the show. If you don't like the show, let us know why. We love constructive criticism. Tell us.
Yeah, all these people don't realize how much alcohol I have to consume to deal with you two.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly. You're not supposed to say just kidding. We're supposed to make this genuine, Angela.
It is.
You can cut that out then. You can cut that out.
No. We appreciate all the ratings and reviews. The more we get, the more attention we get on the charts, and more people start listening. And also, if you listen to us on Spotify, you can do the same thing. Leave us a 5-star review. Take a picture, send it to our Twitter. And I love sharing it, with the world, and we appreciate all of you who listen to the show. And you are the reason we keep doing this. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. It's the only reason that we're still doing it is because we're having fun doing it. Even though you have your downs, you always got your ups. So that's why we keep doing it. So thank you all for everything. That's about it for us. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Nope, not at all.
All right. Well,
thank you.
I just gotta pee.
Oh, well, I mean, all of Dan, as I say every time, all of Dan and Angela's links are down in the description. My personal links are down in the description, and there might be somebody's podcast ad in there too. So their show will be linked down below. I don't know, because I don't know who it's going to be this week. But thank you all for all your support. So until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been the Dissect That Film Podcast, episode 122. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.